Hello and welcome to another Shraft vlog. This one's for January 14th, 2022. Baby, let's go. So, in opening, I just want to say I've got a major aesthetic in my room going. I've got an essential oil diffuser, so that's smelling nice. We're blasting lavender at the moment, so that's pretty dope. I've also got incense going at the same time, so we've got multiple scent-based therapies happening at the same time. It's pretty crazy, I know. But yeah, that's been nice. The essential oil diffuser was a gift from my brother for Christmas, and it's been really nice to use. And it's it's just another thing that I use to calm myself down a little bit. So that's pretty nice. What do I got going on today? Today, I am continuing to curate my album of unreleased tracks. I am working on another album. It's going to be called The Gnosis Gap. But I've got a bunch of unreleased tracks that I discovered when moving over tracks from my old computer. And I'm going to call that compilation Out of This World. And yeah, I might play some sample of the tracks under this video to give you a little taste of it. But it's a bit of my old style, but I think that they're still worth listening to and still worth publishing. Especially because there's a bunch of tracks that I made before I was making albums that I think are worthy of getting listened to. So that'll be cool. Hopefully you're hyped for that. If you're not already following me, I'm Shraft Vortex on Spotify, and I'm also Shraft Vortex on Bandcamp, shraftvortex.bandcamp.com, where you can find, if you go there when this video gets published today, you'll find my previous album called Quar Life, which I'm still pretty proud of. It's pretty dope, and ever since I made that album, I've had dreams of making another one. And it seems like I'm pretty close to the release of not only this unreleased album, but my next full album. And I'm happy with that because the tracks are much more fleshed out this time. They're a bit longer, so hopefully that... I'm a little worried about audience retention through the album, but I think it'll be something that you might just want to listen to in multiple sessions. But I'm hoping that people like it. And, last time it sold pretty well, so that was nice. On top of the albums, I'm also doing some music for RFCK specifically. I did a Slimoid battle theme yesterday. You might have seen that video uploaded to this channel, where I did a 30-minute version of it, pretending it was an OST, which, you know what? Fuck it. It is an OST. It is the official sound of Endless War. Endless War is what people make it. And if you don't know what Endless War is, go to the link in the description of this video and find out. It's a great video game that you can play entirely within Discord. It's text-based, the community's great, and get yourself some slime, which you can use to commit gang violence on other people. Or, if you're a pacifist, you can just be a juvie. That's cool too. I'm assuming most people listening to this already know about RFCK's Endless War. But if you don't, give it a listen, or give it a play, and let people know when you join the server. Go talk in the detention center channel and say, hey, I'm new, I need some tips. What is there to do around here? And people will be glad to help you out. So next item on the list is Let's Plays. I think I want to start doing more Let's Plays. I have a couple games in mind. There is, last night I started playing Anodyne 2, Return to Dust, which is a great, it's like a PS2 aesthetic game, where you got a double jump and everything, but it's very aesthetic, and it's kind of like a psychological trip, it's pseudo-spiritual. so obviously it's up my alley. That's pretty great. So I might do a let's play of that with, hey, it's a vlog with gameplay. So, that's even more engaging than just a blank image. So that's pretty good as an idea. I might also do a let's play of Paradise Killer, which I might have to start over from the beginning. I don't know, if I have to delete my file to do that, I might not do it, because I'm pretty decently far into the game and I kind of want to complete it. But Paradise Killer is very aesthetic. It's vaporwave themed, so that's pretty dope. Let me know if either of those appeal to you in the comments below, because I'd love to. I don't know. I'm just in a big content producing phase of my life right now. I like, with the start of the new year, I'm like, hey, I really just want to like pump stuff out, so mostly for myself to look back on, but also it's nice for other people to see and comment on. And publishing that let's play I did with Bevan, or Bev, last year, publishing that this year got a pretty decent response, so I'm happy with that. Yeah. So what's next on the list? I got audiobooks. I've been listening to the audiobook for Operation Paperclip, which is the United States operation to bring Nazi scientists back into the fold of the United States government, for working on projects such as NASA and also weapons development and stuff like that. So that's been a really interesting read. It can be a little scary, just to realize like, hey, this is a reality, but I don't know, it's something that I find valuable to learn more about. So in the context of talking about books, I've also set up my library recently, and here's a picture of my library. So let me know if there's any books you want me to comment on my thoughts of. But it's a pretty eclectic library. A couple things I will touch on is the Future of War book is a book that came out in the 90s, and it talks about the military's various plans for the future of their expansion of the war effort. And in it, even though it came out in the 90s, it talks about the creation of Space Force, which a lot of people credit to Donald Trump as like his idea. But no, this idea was pre-existing and was sort of already in the works. Donald Trump just happened to be the guy in office when it got enacted. So I thought that was a pretty interesting find. Another interesting book of note to touch on in this library is the book The Gospel of Judas, which is a Gnostic text that first got translated to English in 2006, in which it's the story of the New Testament sort of from Judas's perspective. And in this telling of it, Judas is the only one that is aware that Jesus is from like this particular spiritual realm that would, in the Gnostic worldview, that like where like spirit comes from, that Judas is the only one who sort of recognizes the falseness of the material world that we are in, as opposed to the other disciples. So that's a pretty interesting read. I don't know, it's I take it as an interesting perspective more so than like a dissemination of truth. But I think that's an interesting telling of the gospel story. And I remember seeing a History Channel documentary, I think it was History Channel, like back in like 2008 or something like that, about the Gospel of Judas, and it talked so much about like how these books were found, and it talked very, very little about what was actually in the book. So that's something I am reading and might do a follow-up vlog on. Yeah, I might even do a Shraft Society video about it, which is interesting. But I kind of want to keep Shraft Society videos to topics that I feel like can help people in their psychological and potentially spiritual journeys. I want Shraft Society videos to be most of all applicable to the people that are listening to it. So I might veer away from topics that might interest me, but may not feel as relevant to the people listening, because the meditation video, I feel like, really got at the core of what I'm trying to do with that channel, which is, hey, this realm of thought really helped me in my development in the past year or so, and I want to pass that on. So I would like future Giraffe Society videos to have a similar effect. It's tough because I feel like meditation is the most like hands-on concrete thing you can do, and it's like entirely secular. Like there's like no buy-in required whatsoever, whereas these other topics in that same realm might require a bit more I don't know, thought. Like it might be something that you have to consider a bit more before integrating it into your life, and you know, making it a part of your worldview. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad to continue researching in this vein, because I feel like even if I never make a Giraffe Society video about these topics, like it enriches my understanding of it. And in that similar vein, I've been doing a lot of like research on Carl Jung, and really trying to get a firm grasp on the concepts that he presents, in the hopes that I can turn around and make a Giraffe Society video about Carl Jung concepts. It's shaping up to be like it's going to be multiple videos, but I might, you know, I'm trying to figure out how I want to dip my toes into it and get that started. So his description of the different aspects of the psyche, which I touched upon in the most recent Giraffe vlog to this one, I think is a good place to start. Really understanding his concept of the shadow, the psyche more broadly, the anima, and the self, I think are all interesting topics, and the more I learn what his perspective on these are, the more I'm sort of able to integrate it into my understanding of what's happened to me in my life, in my psychological development, in my, Carl Jung will call it the individuation process. So it's something that it's cool to share with someone. You know what? Fuck it. Like, I probably will make a video about specifically the individuation process, because that's probably, again, one of the more applicable aspects of Carl Jung. It's less theoretical and more like, hey, this is a thing that's going to happen to everyone, whether you're conscious of it or not. So why not, you know, take the reins of it. So in short, what the individuation process sort of means to me at this point is the process by which your consciousness matures and you sort of integrate unconscious aspects of yourself back into your conscious understanding of yourself. And really it starts with understanding that the character you play in your life is what's known as a persona, is like inherently a creation that you came up with as a compromise with society to get along, to you know, navigate your way through the world. But it's not the totality of you. There's deeper aspects of you that are still there in your psyche that you know, can be made as a whole part of your psyche, as a whole part of your being, as a whole part of your consciousness. And that process of, you know, integrating these unconscious aspects back into your full self is sort of how you arrive at this feeling that you're a more complete person, having understood that there are these aspects of you that you may have repressed, may have, or just ignored, that can be wound back into the main aspect of yourself. I think that it's something that is a valuable thing to understand for most people, and I would be happy to make a future video on it. So, this has been a decently long vlog. well, thank you for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed my library and maybe a bit of the music that I'm planning on releasing soon. Have a great day. Bye.